people log in. Well, that was my fault that they didn't log in. Whoops! If you're watching on TikTok, on Facebook, please say hello. I'm sorry. I was recording, but I was not streaming, and I hit them both, but I guess it didn't take. But it is there now. All right. So Gina, I'm gonna pull your card, love, and I'm gonna pull Jem one. Let's see what I pulled for Gina. Okay, got one person on Facebook. Say hello. Hey, Cindy. Gina, you got the devil, girl. What you doing? That's a party card. So what that tells me, be careful people around you. People are doing, or be careful with people around you. Be careful that people might be trying to pull you into situations you don't need to be in. So be careful with that, Gina. And for Jen, I got you the Fool, and that's a clever card because he's straight up. So that's all about listening to yourself, listening to your thoughts, moving forward with that. Okay, tonight's conversation is going to be about, this is since we're now streaming on all platforms. Sorry I was a little late logging into Facebook because I hit streaming, but it didn't take, so I had to start streaming to get me hooked into the stream. I went on a few minutes early, but tonight we're definitely going to talk about spirit communication, and we're going to talk about the different forms. Spirit communication has been around for centuries. It has been in all different types of different cultures and different formats. But what I want to talk about first, I'm going to start back in the late 1800s, when the beginning of the Fox sisters became known. The Fox sisters were the first mediums in America, and one of the first groups of mediums in America. I don't want to say they're the first, but they are like the ones that noted some physical connection with the spirit realm. And it was the Fox sisters, and y'all can look them up. But that's where table tapping. Hey Tina, how you doing? The Fox sisters they started with what's called tapping or table tapping or regular tapping. And what they would do is they would put a question out to the spirit realm, and they would get knocks or raps or taps, and each tap would be like, if it would take a long time to get a message, because A was one tap was A, 2 taps was B, 3 taps was C, and so forth. So it would take them a long time to write out or get out a message. And so it started with them, and then the spirit world keeps developing and keeps moving, and people don't realize, but actually mediumship started, I always thought it started in the UK or in England because it's very well practiced over there, but it actually was very popular in the United States. Some would say it started here because every culture had their forms of connection to the afterlife, or to the other side. So many different cultures practiced throughout the centuries, but the first group recognizing are considered one of the first in America were the Fox sisters, and it was real popular at one point. Then it faded away, and that's when it got real popular in England, and it faded away in America. Now it's kind of balancing out in England, and it's getting more and more popular in America. I do think there's a turn right now. Because I think a lot of people are open. Hey Celeste, Tina, Glenda, glad y'all could join. Sorry, I thought I was recording, and I thought I was streaming, and I wasn't. I was just recording. So I'm happy that fixed that problem. Now we are all starting to fall in. So tonight we're talking about different forms of communication. And we're going to talk about communicating and connecting to your spirit team. This isn't about me. This is about, in general, this is something you can try at home. You may be already experiencing some of these things. But it's all about, somebody just joined. Can barely read on TikTok. It's Shell. Hi, Shell. So, like I said, the Fox sisters started with the raps and taps. Every 1 rap was A, 2 raps was B, so forth. Moved on to more physical phenomena as time went on, and it faded out here. And we got more popular in England, and you had a lot of physical mediums, mental mediums, psychics, and all that were just recognized all over. There were a lot of people back then who tried to claim scam or thought they were scamming people. There are some physical mediums, they've actually would nail their hair and their clothes and nail them to the floor. They would strip them naked and nail them And that was so because when things would start moving, they know the medium was still nailed to the floor. So that was a little bit of physical mediumship. And again, guys, I'm not given, like, you can go look this up. You can go on Google and just Google some old physical mediums, and you can look at their life stories. Hey, bestie, saw the new kitchen, loved it, baby. But anyway, as I want to talk about communication. So I always get people to try to start with raps and taps. I tell people a lot of times, if you just lay in bed and think of a loved one and ask them to give you a slight knock on a wall or make a noise in the house. And again, you say, well, that happens all the time anyway, but I get one knock, and me, I'm like, okay, now give me two. And give it a minute, and then I might go, and one more time, give me three, and I will, and believe it or not, it will. And I didn't realize this, but taps had been following me for many, many years. Knocks and taps. So this is a little story I can share with you. When I was very young, and you might have heard this if you listened to Bedtime Stories with Sid, but when I was young, I was kept by a babysitter who, believe it or not, was very metaphysically open. I'm going to say it that way. Because she used to say a lot of metaphysical things, and people thought she was, just kind of blew it off, but there was some meaning behind things she said. But anyway, she was my babysitter, and she used to watch me, and for many years of my younger life. And I remember growing up that, I would get upset if my parents wouldn't come, especially during crawfish season, because during crawfish season, they would always work later than normal. So they would normally come get me at 4. They may not be coming to get me to 6:30. So I would get upset. I would stand by the door and wait. And I remember the babysitter telling me to, just go play, go do something, but they'll let you know, that you'll know before they get here. And all of a sudden one day I was playing and I heard that crack, and within like 5-10 minutes my parents showed up. Then I noticed every day the door would creak right 5 to 10 minutes before they would show up. So then I would go, when I heard that creak, that told me to gather my stuff, put my toys away, head to the door. My parents were coming to pick me up from the babysitter. So that started with me many years ago. And then after I became an adult, a lot of times if I'm at home and if my door creaks, I know I'm about to have company in 5 or 10 minutes. It asks me to get dressed, straighten up, move things, hide things, do whatever you got to do. But so even with me from a very young age, it started with creaks, and I didn't make that connection that was something from the other side until I was older and learned about the Fox sisters and learned about table tipping and all those wonderful, wonderful, phenomenal things, and then actually got to experience physical mediumship through my very dear loved friend Scott Milligan and a couple of others that I've also, but I always think Scott's the best. I always brag on him, so I'll continue to do so. Anyway, I am physical mediumship is a wonderful phenomenon, but people who are very left-brained, they don't really understand it because their mind doesn't allow them to see the miracle in it or to see the coincidences, because they say it's just going, but see how it happens so frequently and how it always means things to you. And so I tell you, start with raps and taps. It's how I started when I was young. Didn't realize it would have an effect on me this late in life. But again, start with raps and taps. Ask for them. Be patient. You don't have to speak it. Ask with your mind. Put your heart into it. Be open to receiving it. As you go through life, and if you've taken any of my mediumship courses, one of the things I teach people is how to create your language. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the heart. I teach you how to use symbology, use your senses to talk to you, to trust the senses that you're feeling, to trust what you're sensing, to trust what you're seeing in your mind's eye, to trust these things and allow it to talk to you. And the best way to explain it, and I always explain it's like learning another language. Because if you go on YouTube and you watch some of my videos from 2010, when I first started doing galleries at Unity Church, you can see the difference in those galleries. And if you watch some of my videos that have been recently when I've been on stage, you can see the difference. You can see how when you're first learning, you know, it takes you a little longer to get it out. It takes you, you hear a lot of ums, a lot of So it's like learning, have you learn a language like, you know, a little bit of Spanish, so you're like, you know, I got el baño, the bathroom, you know, I got los perros, the dogs, los zapatos, the shoes, you know, cerveza, beer, you know, so you learn little pieces of how you're connecting with your mediumship, okay? But as you learn the language more and more, it becomes more and more fluent. Where now I just breathe and it's there, and the story just unfolds. And you know, people say, "But is it right?" Most of the time, yes, but there are some times with no, and that's how you know whether a medium is a good medium or a not so good medium, is how they handle the no. How they handle the no. So for me, if I get a no, what that tells me is one or two things is about to happen. One, this is a real spiritual connection because the person I'm reading doesn't understand what I'm saying to them, but they're going to bring it to them later, which means that I was definitely connecting to their loved one because they didn't know why I said what I said. I didn't know why I said, "Hey, buddy, hey, Mark." Love my Mark and Jamie. But anyway, and Cindy. I can't leave her out. Because she met me out at a bar without Mark and Jamie. But anyway. but her husband was there. But anyway, so, you know, as you're developing your language, you become more fluent. You become more, the more you practice it and you pay attention and you start making, like, this means that. When I see this or I feel this, it means this, it means that. It starts to tell you a story. Where some people will mess up in their story is they become unrealistic. They start, you know, you're sitting with somebody and you start talking about something that couldn't have possibly happened, but you're seeing it. You have to figure out what you don't always see exactly what you need to say. Sometimes you see something that it connects you to something that makes you say it. But a lot of mediums, when they're first starting out, have a habit of saying, okay, if I see a heart, this means they love you. Maybe not. Hearts could be Valentine's, could be month of February. Hearts could be, they had a heart issue. Some could be love, could be an anniversary sign, could be all kinds of things. So it's good to have your vocabulary ready. And if you get a no, you either connected to them, to that spirit, and that spirit's going to bring it to them, which that's a true spiritual connection. So no doesn't bother me. Or you misinterpret. And if you misinterpret, they will keep hitting you with more and more until you get it, most of the time. It's very seldom I've had a no go unsolved by the end of the reading. You know, seldom have I ever had a no go unsolved. A lot of times people you're talking to, they're like a deer in headlights. So when you get that no, it's not because they didn't know it, it's because they couldn't think of it, because they're so focused on you reading them, and sometimes they're in shock because you're in. Thank you for all those lovely hearts too, loves. I love y'all for that. I might make a whole penny today. But anyway, because TikTok don't do much anymore. But anyway, so again, let the language unfold. Trust yourself. Don't be afraid to be told no. Don't get frustrated if you get told no or I don't understand. Keep moving. Keep practicing. I miss y'all too. I'll be in this weekend. I hope y'all available. Anyway, I do have a gallery Saturday during the day though, but I'll be home. I'll be finished by about 6:30 or 7. But anyway, so in saying all that, start with the little things. Start with raps and taps. Start paying attention to the little things and allow it to build. Don't go in and immediately say, well, I'm going to get everything. No, start with the little things. Allow it to develop. Allow it to unfold itself. You know, even with table tipping, the first time I did table tipping with friends, the table hardly did anything. Just rocked a little bit. Then I sat with a master, tables flying all over the room, doing cartwheels and rolling and dancing, and this is a 200-pound table, and it's flying around the room doing all kind of stuff. Again, It happens in baby steps. Don't give up. Have trust. Have faith. Isn't that what most religions tell you? Have faith. And spirituality and spiritualism is not just a religion. It's a philosophy. It's a definition. It's a science. It's not just a religion. And I'm not trying to convert anybody here. I'm just trying to tell you how people hone in on their mediumistic skills, because you're all born with it. Okay? Everybody is born with it. So definitely allow your gift to unfold slowly, consistently, naturally. It's very natural. And it took me years to understand how natural the gift is. And when I work with you, I try to help you, shorten your years compared to mine, because I started studying God like after my mom's death in 1988, and I really didn't get fluent till like 2012, 2013. That's a long time. That's years. Because that way, but then when I got focused into it and I started doing it more, of course, it unfolded quicker. But I've been reading since I'm 13, but I didn't do spirit connections until after my mom's passing, and I met a few people who taught me about mediumship, who opened me up to understanding the energy between this world and the afterlife, and being able to understand that energy doesn't die, that it just transitions after the physical passes, and that there is a life there is an energy or life, because energy creates life beyond this life. And so again, do I expect everybody to believe that? No. People are entitled to believe what they want to believe. People are entitled. I don't judge people for not honing on their mediumistic skills. This is their journey in this physical plane. This is their journey in life. So I'm here to help you. If you want to unfold. If you don't want to, that's fine. I don't think anything. I think you are just as much needed as anybody else. You are just as loved as anybody else. I don't expect you to believe in all this, because until you've walked in my shoes and have seen the things that I've seen, why would you believe it? I tell the people all the time, but I do circle myself around a lot of people who see these things. Oh, don't worry, my friend, you are going to unfold. That's my friend Mark. Oh, he is definitely unfolding. He has already come a lot. We had a kind of year anniversary just a few weeks ago, and he has grown just so much in 1 year that it's really, really great. But again, start with the little things. Start with, just let your mind sit quietly and just allow your mind and say, I'd like to hear a knock right now from someone that loves me. Don't make demands on who you want it to be. Just ask for the knock and see if you get it. If you do good, then try to start small and build and grow with it. And don't get frustrated if you don't get it. Don't ask for a knock if you're sitting outside in the wind. You might get a feather, a butterfly, or a rainbow. You might get something like that. But it happens so frequently now in my life. It cannot be coincidence. It just cannot. And people ask, well, how do you get it to flow? And the best thing I can say to you is I just allow it to be. I just be. I kind of step out of my own emotional trauma when I'm reading, my own emotions. I put those all aside, and I just allow the energy of my sitter just encompass me, and then I try to tap into the soul of the spirit through them. Somebody here has a sister on the other side. It's a sister, somebody coming into the side. It's a female. Anyway, it's that easy, like literally. And I'm not doing readings. I'm just trying to show you how easy it is to tap in. Because to tap in. But immediately, the minute I shut my eyes, I saw a female to the side. So for me in my language, that means this is going to be a significant other, a wife, a significant other, a sister, an aunt, they all come to the side. Moms and dads come face forward. For me and grandmoms and granddads, they all come. This came to the side for sure. That's how I know it's in one of those. It's just that's I know that's they're going to be the relationship by the way they presented to me. There's also somebody here that lost a child, and I might say even before, like either at birth or maybe right before birth, but not too long. It was near the birth or right thereafter. And so, I want you guys to know that I want you to start small, and it's that natural, like it's there. I also know somebody has a memory with an acorn and an acorn tree, and it may have been a swing on this tree. That's how easy. And again, I don't want validations. I'm just showing you how clear the pictures are and how quick they come. And I'm not looking for a validation. I'm just trying to show you. Once you trust it, you just flow. You just flow with it. You just flow with it, and you allow it to unfold. And it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. You got to first get the picture. You first got to get the understanding of what it is they're trying to tell you. And it will change over time. So you might have a reference of one thing for a while, and then it might grow into something more because of your life experiences. Yep, Glenda, it could have been a hickory nut tree. It's just what they showed was a nut, and then I saw the tree. I saw the tree, then I saw actually the nut. And it wasn't a pecan. It wasn't shaped like a pecan. I know pecans. I used to pick those up. But anyway, so somebody says, there is, and I have been connected with my loved ones on the other side. I believe that the nights before Memorial Day, I am dreaming myself dying. So I believe I felt like I was going to fall out. I was Yep, deep cough does get the blood flowing. It is a way to prevent a heart attack. But also, when I dream, I no longer dream crazy dreams anymore. That's why I can't say they're not crazy, but I dream about my life in other realms. Like some of the same people I know in this realm is in those realms, but they different people in those realms. It's crazy. So I don't know if that's, that's because of age or whatever, but so, but again, tonight is all about helping you connect, helping you find that safe, go find yourself a safe space. If you can, go lock yourself in the closet. No, I'm just kidding. Closets are good. Showers are good. Cars are good if you're not driving, because you could zone and then something could happen, right? So, but try and just allow it. And after you sit in silence a minute, go back and reevaluate what you saw, what you feel. Somebody has a kid that's about to move away, and it's a boy that's moving. It's probably my besties. I just saw a young person like leaving the family home. It might be my besties. I hope not, because I'm gonna miss that little sucker. But anyway, I hope it's somebody else's kid. But anyway, it's that easy because I trust it. And I can't teach you trust. No one can teach you trust. The only way I can help you with trust is probably if you take the energetics class, because it is about trust and it's about blocks and all that. But I can't teach you that. You have to accept that. You have to come to terms with your own demons. Because yes, your demons are inside of you. So are your angels. So you got to learn to go in and put your demons to the side and allow your angels to show who you really are. And stop with calling in the demons in yourself. When people ask me if I play with a Ouija board, I think we've had this conversation before. If I play with a Ouija board, am I going to conjure up something evil? Only if you're evil. If you're evil, yes, you can conjure up. It's your demon that's coming out. Trust is hard. Yes. Oh, look, my good friend Jill. You're going to like this because I've been talking about no's, Jill. It's a lot of mediumship and about connection and about development. So I'm glad you signed in. Go back and watch it if you're just coming on. But anyway, so start small. Start with your raps and taps. Start with creative visualization. Allow it to have meaning for you. See what those things mean to you when you see them. Allow that to happen. And then when you're sitting with somebody who knows you're trying to do this stuff, don't go scare anybody, and you start seeing pictures around them, bring it up. Ask them, do they understand that? And see what they say. And don't be offended if they say no. Allow yourself to grow and develop. A spiritual guide is, no, I don't need to unlock spiritual stuff because I don't know what I'm unlocking in TikTok. Because TikTok can be crazy. But anyway, allow yourself to just be and enjoy the feeling. Feel the air around you. Feel learn feeling. And nurses are good because a lot of nurses have empathy. Allow those feelings to search and trust the empathy you're getting back. Trust what you're getting. Eventually, you will start seeing stuff with your naked eyes, not just with your eyes closed. I do see somebody here's also got a relative who's a gambler, and it might even be my fan because we played. It was a game called Black Mariah with the Queen of Spade. It means that the whole game poker thing goes over, and I just saw that Queen of Spade in my head. So that might be somebody who's a poker player, card player. It's on the male side. So in my family, it was more the female side. Although some males did play, but the females were the relentless poker players in my family. I seen a crab trap carved with my dad's initials under a red oak. Okay, acorn this evening. Well, very good. Well, maybe that's what I was seeing. I don't know. And there was a swing on a branch. That could have been it. I'm just telling you what was in my head. Don't know. I wasn't trying to connect. I was just allowing to show you that it never stops. We choose when we go in to read someone to be in that energy and allow that energy to show us the pictures or give us the feels or the smells or the tastes or the sounds that run through our heads. That chatter that you hear in your mind will start talking to you as you connect to someone's energy. So that's also why I tell you too, let's talk about the protective side of this. So I'm teaching you how to open yourself to communication, but also remember that when you're going to read people that you're in their energy. So you got to be careful with that. Someone asked, I've been seeing shadows. So yes, definitely. So it might also be keepers of an area. So I don't know if you follow me. So somebody's talking about shadows out of the corner of their eye. Yes, that could be your guides. That could be loved ones. That could be anything. That could also be keepers of an area. And I'm saying that because if you remember earlier when I was telling you about the babysitter who was very metaphysical, she used to always talk, and whenever she would say a lot of things, she would, hey, Kim, she would say that she mentioned the little fella. Well, that little fella said, like, well, who the hell's the little fella? Well, I found the little fella. Me and my little sister both, we lived in this house at different times. We were 9 years apart. And both of us witnessed the dark shadow that would come out of the closet by the bed where we slept and just, like, watch us, and when we were kids. And I didn't know she experienced it. I know I experienced it. And one day I mentioned it. She's like, and she finished my sentence, said, when you slept by the babysitter, did you see that? She goes, the dark shadow that came out of the closet? I said, yes. And we are like 9 years apart. So I was already out of the house when she was experiencing it. So we kind of think that was who the little fellow was we think that the lady who babysat us would also see that shadow. Hey, Kim. We also felt that lady would also see that shadow. Kim, I miss him. But anyway, so know that, these things, these energies are here. They're with us every day. They're nothing to be afraid of unless you allow yourself to be afraid of it, unless you allow it to connect to you. There are very good protection things you can do if you ever feel anxious or nervous. There are things you can do to protect yourself. And some of those things are like a good milk bath. But when you do the milk bath, be sure to pour the milk over the top of your head and cleanse your crown. Allow yourself, and then after you finish your milk bath, stand up and let the water rinse everything down and just see the negativity running off your body. Some people, Rootaroo, if it's really negative, you could always use Rootaroo soap or Rue sage or Rootaroo sage, or that's an herb that's used in exorcisms to get rid of negative energy and to help settle it down. There's stones like tourmaline. Anything black in stones usually helps get rid of negativity, helps get rid of, helps get rid of anything that's negative in your auric field, your energy field. And that's when I say auric, it's your energy field. For those who don't know exactly what an aura is. Tina says, my brother who is 63 and sister who is 74, she used to babysit him and used to watch Dark Shadows. Well, yes, Tina. So the babysitter I was with, we used to watch Dark Shadows together. I think Dark Shadows was over by the time my sister got there. But that little fella wasn't so little. He come out of that closet. He was like almost 6.5 feet tall because he would float out of the closet, no feet, just float, and it was a big black cloak, and would just sit at the end of the bed. And we were too little to be. I was too little to be scared because I didn't know what the hell that was. I thought it was somebody coming to watch me sleep and protect me. Never messed with me. My little sister says it did mess with her. It would tickle her feet, pull the blankets off of her. It didn't mess with me. So I don't know. I don't know about that. So I didn't have a problem. And, I want to say this too, and I've mentioned this before, but I will mention it again. When we did that investigation in Texas, they actually got on video the dark shadow with big claws looking around the corner, watching everybody sitting on the sofa. We got video of that, and so that was really cool. And we thought that it looked evil, but it wasn't. It was an Indian. We've learned that it was an Indian from that area who was there to protect the family because there was some stuff going on in the family that I'm not going to mention here online, but there was stuff going on in the family, and that spirit was there to protect the family. And the phenomena that was happening was to alert people in the house when things were happening in the family. I'm going to say it that way. All the males were gamblers. Well, I saw that Queen of Spades, that card in my head, so that was and it was on the male side, so that was cool. But anyway, so understand that you can talk to people from the other side that you love. I do it all the time. If this is the Kim I'm thinking of, I've talked to Brian many times on the other side. And she said, I'm Kim, Brian's sister. And my good friend Brian had a sister named Kim who he passed away right after Katrina. And so, very sad moment for me. So we were very close friends, and but I do still talk to him. In fact, so a little since if Kim is still listening, or she is. So when I went to see Mavis Patella up in New Jersey, I had a girl who did a reading for me, and she pulled Brian out, told me the jersey he wore, the hat he wore, how he spoke, gave me verbatim sentences that we spoke to one another. It was amazing. I mean, she was a rookie. She was brand new in her mediumship. But boy, she nailed Brian like crazy. It was probably the best connection that I had from someone with Brian. Like she literally described him to a T. Now this girl's like, I'm in New Jersey. There's no way she could have known him. I didn't even know who she was. But we were partnered up in an exercise, and she pulled him through. I mean, talked about his baseball cap from the Boston Celtics. She talked about his jersey he would wear. And I think I'm not sure she even knew the number that was on. I don't remember the number. I have a picture of it, but I don't remember the number. Knew the number. Told me like words that we exchanged to one another verbatim. I mean, it was crazy. Like she was brand new, and she latched on to him and was able to say, I mean, floored me, had me in tears. It was so good. Not tears of joy, actually, not tears of sadness, tears of joy, because I got a connection from him, and it was actually wonderful. Yes, Kim, I miss him too, my baby. I do. I think about him all the time. I do. I think about him a lot. I have a picture of us hanging out and stuff, and it's a lot of fun. Anyway, so it's real, folks. There are things. Are there skeptics out there? Absolutely. Because if you think that a medium is going to get you 100%, you're wrong. It's not going to happen. Medium should get you at least 85% or better. Then I would say those are people who have made good connections. But 85%, and you do have to give validations. Just don't say, oh, they loved you, all that. No, you have to give some concrete validations in a reading. You know, like I said, this girl told me the jersey, the hat, described them to a T, described our friendship, spoke words that we spoke, you know, things I would call him, names I would call him, names he would call me, you know, that kind of stuff. You know, like she nailed it, you know. And so, you know, I tell you to, you know, allow yourself to start slow. Don't get frustrated. Mark, you're going to do wonderful. You've only been doing this a year. You know, the more you do it, the more you're going to get used to it, the more you're going to understand the language. You know, the more you're going to start understanding. And one of y'all lost 5 family members in a year? Who is that? I'm looking, it's either, is it Tina or Celeste? Somebody lost 5 family members in 1 year? What's that about? Usually it's 3. But I just saw a 5 and it hit me like right dead center. I don't know if y'all can validate that. Somebody on here lost 5 family members. It just, they wrote the number 5 right across my forehead. And said I lost 5. Anyway, so know that that's how quick it comes. It's like I just blink and it's there. It's there, and I trust what I get. I trust what I get. You know, I tell people what I see. I told the girl today, why am I seeing a cruise ship? She goes, I'm not going on a cruise. I said, well, they just showed me the tail of a cruise ship. And then she goes, oh, my niece is going on a cruise tomorrow. And it was the grandmother of the niece who I was reading when that happened. It was you, Celeste. You lost 5 in 1 year. Okay. I knew it was some, I immediately saw the number 5 and I said, somebody lost 5. And I know both of you and Tina both had a lot of loss that was pretty quick. Yeah, it's been, yeah, Mike, we don't have much family left. Mike's my cousin, y'all. And when people ask me, I tell people, I remember when I was young and my family had a funeral, like you couldn't even get in the funeral parlor. Everybody was outside. This was all family. People were outside. People were waiting to come in. People had to come in sections. Now we could fit in a 1-bedroom apartment bathroom for a funeral with family that's left. It's bad. It's like, ooh, everybody. And I think I'm in the next generation to go, and I'm okay with that. Just so y'all know, I'm just But I'm thinking about it. Like all my dad and all his brothers are now passed. So it's my sister and it's our generation. It's our turn. So I've had a great life, folks. I wish that some of you I hope that some of you have some of the joy and the love that I have felt in my life and have been able to let go of your pain, because every life comes with pain, but it's about putting the love and the priorities first, putting those first, and then learning to understand people and understand why they put pain on you. It helps you get through it. It helps you understand them. But in the meantime, you need to keep going. I believe in life to the fullest. I believe in doing whatever you want to accomplish in this journey. Don't let anybody hold you back, ever. Don't put anybody before yourself, because without even your children, because without you, there is no them. So learn to definitely enjoy your journey while you're on this earth, and do what you need to do so you can experience the things you want to experience while you're here in the physical, so you can grab that love and you can take it with you when you transition. Okay, and I tell it to people all the time. Life is not just a curse, it's also a blessing. If it's a curse, it's usually because we allowed ourselves to make it a curse. You have nobody to blame but yourself. I tell it to people all the time. You know, that's not the first time that one of our relatives hit the bridge rail, right, Mike? That's 5. He said somebody hit the bridge rail last week. You know, that's not the first. You know, that happened also on the Patrick side. We had one of our cousins hit the bridge rail. But didn't kill him, but it came close. They actually went over. They hit the rail and went over. Yeah, it seems to be a common theme in my family. But anyway, so, you know, life is life. Life is precious. All right, so let's get back to the no's. A good medium can get through that no because they trust it. The no came for a reason, because that spirit's going to bring it to them later, or they're going to keep giving me more evidence, or they'll come later with different evidence so that what I'm seeing no now will be explained. Oh, I've done that, Tina. Tina's saying that she doesn't think that she wants to give instructions to her family. So let me tell y'all about mine. I'm complicated. Like Magni, because I mean, most of y'all know that I've already paid for my funeral. My urn is in my closet at my home, and freaks Magni out. Like, it's all done. Like, I don't want you to do nothing but throw a party. You know, we're not even going to a funeral home. We doing the party at a restaurant or a hall. Who knows? I might go rent my friend's daughter's place, Race and Religious, for my going away party. But anyway, anyway. So, you know, I tell people, prepare. Like, and you know, I have in my will, I have a will, and I shared this I think once before, but I'll share it again. In my will, that has a piece of how I want to be buried, and I'm being cremated at Lake Lawn in Metairie, and I want my body held for 3 days. Now, anybody that haven't told this story before, do y'all know why I want my body? Can anybody tell me, who doesn't know the answer, because I've told it to you, why my body's being held for 3 days? There's a reason. Before I let them burn me. Let's see if anybody types it before I reveal the secret. So, I'll tell you the reason, because I haven't seen anybody type it yet. So the reason I'm having my body held for 3 days before they cremate it is because it took Jesus 3 days to rise, for his soul to leave his body. And so I want to look, I'm not going to doubt religion, but why not play it safe? What's 3 days? We're just going to rent the cooler for 3 days, okay? For 3 days, they better not burn me. They better not do anything to me, because I need to rise. Come haunt all y'all. But anyway, so so yes, it took Christ 3 days to raise, for his soul to leave his body. And so I don't want to be embalmed. I'm getting cremated. They have to wait 72 hours to cremate me. Oh, we're all going to go somewhere. But Mike goes, oh, you ain't going anywhere. We're all going to go somewhere. You know, Mike, I've already outlived the Patrick number. Uncle Donnie did too, thanks to modern medicine. And I just got my heart checked. My heart's doing wonderful. I went and had a stress test last Monday or Monday before, and they came back totally clean, blood's flowing. And they hit me with that medicine, and my my heart started racing and getting short like I was exercising. My blood pressure didn't go up at all. It was still like 118 over 60. So far things are looking good. I might be around a little while longer. But again, I'm not afraid to go. And that's the whole thing, is you should not be afraid of death. I'm afraid of sometimes of the pain of death. So that's why I don't do anything too crazy. If I'm going to go, I want to go, like most of my relatives. I don't know if you knew, but my grandpa on dad's side was putting sugar in his coffee and just went over. One uncle was playing golf and just went right over. It was like everything was quick. My grandmother was mowing the lawn. I was actually there when she crossed. I got to watch her pass. We ran there to help her, and we were sitting in the car, and she was on the steps, and she passed right in front of us. So I was there for that. So anyway, we all will have lemon drops at your. Yes, you better have lemon drops at my party, and get my hubby drunk. He gonna need a friend, trust me. Anyway, I had lemon drops at the casino Memorial Weekend. And we went to have, oh yes, top shelf Grey Goose lemon drops. Yes, that and cheap champagne are my favorites. I know y'all got him. I know my besties got him. Thank you. But anyway, so I did want to share to you tonight about connection, about how to develop your own connection, how to enjoy your life and go into this space with love, and go into it with sincerity. Don't go in it if you're angry or you're pissed off, or it's just you're just gonna bring up bad stuff. Go in when you're feeling good, and allow yourself to be more open and be more free. And this will help you with your unfoldment as you try to communicate. I get signs all day, and Denise still gives me crazy signs. She moves my stuff all the time. What was it the other day? It was socks. Yeah, it was socks. I had taken my socks and unfolded them to put them on, turned around to go do something, come back, they were folded back up. I'm like, I know I just unfolded those. Like, she does shit like that to me all the time. When something moves crazy like that, I know it's her. Every time. So, enjoy it. Don't second guess it. Have fun with it. Don't be afraid of it. Have fun with it. I'm trying to see if anybody else. There's so much going across on TikTok, and most of it is people just they want me to invite people in. Hey, George. I see George. Hey, George. Okay, so where are we at? Oh, it's God. We let time fly. I pulled a couple cards at the beginning when I didn't have anybody in the room, but a couple on here on TikTok. So hey, it's George. He's saying, hey, George. I'm gonna do a few card pulls. I prefer you to have a question, but if you give a question, I'm gonna pull 3 cards. If you don't give a question, you just get 1 card. Jamie, watch TikTok for me, because I can't see. So if somebody wants a card on TikTok, I will pull a card for them too. Again, this is just your card for the day, and with your little speech that comes with it. This is not a reading. I am doing great, George. Thanks for asking. Hello. George is here to say hello. Oh, I know what I forgot to tell y'all before I forget. I'm doing another cruise in January out of Tampa. It will soon be posted. I'm waiting for Magna to get back from Norway. I'm going to be putting out a lot of social media. I think it's January 2nd to January the 7th. The cruise goes out of Tampa. It goes to Cozumel, Costa Maya, back to Tampa. I am doing a 2-hour lecture, I believe. It's 2 hours. I think we each get 2 hours. And I'll be doing readings on the boat. I don't know if I'm going to bring the Aura camera or not yet. But I will. So, Glenda, you want a message from your husband? So you don't want a card. He shows me strawberries, Glenda. I don't know why. Glenda, he's showing me strawberries. I don't know. He just showed me like a big, bright strawberry. Have no idea what that's about. But I just wanted to tell you what I saw. When I feel this, I think he's talking about sweetness. I also think that he moves 2 rings together. So I don't know if an anniversary is coming together or a birthday, but he moves 2 rings together. So I want to say that to you too, Glenda. So that's from your husband. And I want to know, do you see the family getting out of here? Yes. I need to talk to y'all before, after live. I'm going to be calling Jamie. So know that. Jamie, you're getting a phone call after this. Because I have some stuff to tell y'all that I think y'all might like. Okay, let me break the last reading before I stop pulling. We got a Magician, we got a Judgment, and we got the Tower of Destruction. Ooh, 3 power cards. So somebody needs to change life. Justin Ann had an hour anniversary. Okay, then that's why the 2 wedding rings were coming together. He's sending you some love, Glenda. Okay, that's cool too. Again, that was for Glenda. Oh, he just passed Friday. I'm sorry, Glenda. Well, you know, connect to him. Like I've taught you tonight how to have conversations with him. So do so. Have those conversations. I'm glad he was able to give you a message, sweetheart, since he just passed less than a week ago. All right. Anybody want a card? Or if you give me a question, you're going to get more. You're going to get 3. If you just want a card, you get 1. Let's see. I'll give y'all a few minutes. I see Jamie's in TikTok. She's my moderator over there at TikTok. Am I going to get a job transfer to schools? What did you ask, Mark? Did I miss you? What did you ask? I don't see you. Oh, I want to know, do you see my family getting out of here? I told you yes, but I will pull that again. But Jamie, I do think you will. I do think, okay, so I got the Nidosaur, which is the fighter. You might have to fight a little bit for it, but it says it's going to help you move. She got this, and she got this, which is I do see coming to peace. I think you're going to get the transfer. And they've all came up positive. Okay, Mark. Mark, you asked me about I said y'all moving. Well, you only need 1 card, Mark. You got a move card for the first one. But here's it says this worries me a little bit. This one here, so it says there's worry about it, but it does, and that's the second move card. Yes, you're moving. Quit stressing over it. It says there might be some stress factors, but you will make that move. And my next question is, Celeste, I know what I'm planning I need to know what I'm planning, when planning will happen. Quickly, because that's quickly. Okay, and actually, let me see what other cards I get. But the first card was quickly, and it says here that you're not seeing everything that needs to be seen. And then I got you will pick up and go. So there, it's there. So I think quickly. And let's see. Celeste, and then not Mark, then Christy says, will my dad get approved to drive again? Doesn't sound like a good idea to me, but let's see. Okay, so Missy from TikTok. So will my dad drive again? It's going to cost you a lot of money if you do, because it's all money. So I would be careful, Christy, with that. It says he could still do it, but it's advised that he doesn't. So I'm just going to go there because it will cost some financial stuff if he does. And Mike wants a 1-card pick. Mike, you're working on a boat again, Mike, but there's money behind it. But I already know you do that, but that's there, so I gave you 2. So I would tell you that you need to focus more on working, getting out and moving things, and you may need to change the location. I'm going to say that to you too, Mike. Celeste, I answered your question. You were the one that I told that's quick. You need to start paying attention, seeing, because everything that you need to see is you're not seeing. That was your question, Celeste. I answered it. Missy on TikTok asked, am I going to be getting a new job soon? Let's see. Well, what it's saying to me that so I do think you're going to get a new job soon, Missy, because you got the Pope. The Pope grants wishes. The Pope blesses you. But it says that you're worrying and you're holding yourself back. Like you need to broaden your scope of search and what you really want to do. I think that you're limiting yourself is what it's saying. So Missy, what I'm going to tell you is go out the box a little bit, put out some different types of applications, and the job will come in. Okay? All right. Now, let's see where I'm at. Jamie Cheeky. Will I end up moving soon? From Cheeky. That must be Cheeky on TikTok. Okay, let's look at that. Let's look at Cheeky. Cheeky wants to know if they're moving soon. Cheeky, it looks like to me that you will eventually move, but it's more because you have to move it more than you want to move, because there's some outside forces there, because you got that moon. There's some out. Let me show you here, because you're over here. Moon, the Queen of Swords, and Judgment. So what it says to me is that there's reasons that you have to make the move, and so don't procrastinate. Do what you got to do to make the move so you can do better for yourself. Okay, Cheeky? Thank you for that. And is there anybody else needs a card before I call it out? Okay, I don't see anybody else. So, in ending, I am going to be going on a spiritual cruise. It's going to be on, this time it's with Royal Caribbean. It's a 5-day cruise. I'm going to have it posted probably the first week of June when Magni gets back from... Magni's, y'all, is on his way to Norway. He's on his way to Amsterdam right now. From Amsterdam, he then goes to Trondheim and then to the farm. But, well, it takes him a day or so to get to the farm because he stayed with his brothers for one night. And then he's going to go to the farm the next day. No problem, Missy. So, anyway, I will be sending out to all my group an email with all the details of this if y'all want to go. It's going to be January 2nd to January 7th. It's a 5-day. It's not a long 8-day one like we had last time. This is only 5 days. But it's going to be a lot of fun, and we can go have you can come and hang out, or you can come take the classes. There's a price for the cruise, and then there's a price for classes. But there's I think there's like 9 speakers on the cruise, and each speaker speaks for 2 hours. But we will also be doing readings and doing stuff on the cruise. He could have taken you. He went. If I would have been off work, I would have gone, but I couldn't get off work. I couldn't get off work to go to Norway because this. So let me tell you. So let me tell you what Mag's going to Norway for. So, also, it's like in Norway, whenever one of the kids has a confirmation, it's like a rite of passing. So it's like a coming of age event. So it's a big thing, like how we celebrate birthdays and Mother's Day and their big and we celebrate all these other holidays. Their holiday is their confirmation. Their big time in their life is their confirmation. And so we have a lot of nieces and nephews over there because there's not much to do on the farm, but make babies. So I tease people with that. But so we have a lot of nieces and nephews, and like we have one this year, and I wanted to go, but because of the cruise, I couldn't take off work again. But we are going to have, I think next year is going to be our nephew Sigurd. I'm going to try to get off, try to make sure that I can be off for that one. And then we have Agnes, who's going to be after that by another 2 years. It'll be Agnes's coming of age. And so then we need the older niece to start having babies, so that when they grow, we can go to their confirmations. So it's like a big passage, right? There's a big dinner. You go to the church and for the confirmation, and after it's like a big party, and it's like I said, it's like a coming of age there. Oh, I'm gonna go move the puzzle piece over here on TikTok. Got it. First time. Anyway, so I had a great time with you guys tonight. Practice. We're going to talk a little bit about, I'm going to see how many of y'all listen to me and really practice connection. And next Wednesday when we meet at 8 o'clock, I'm going to ask you, what did you experience? Did you try? Did it work for you? And we're going to have that crucial conversation before we get into next week's talk and next week's card pulling. Again, thank you for joining me tonight. I am your host, Sid Patrick from Touch of Eternity Podcast.